Sam Roberts at Goldington Road on a Thursday afternoon. I've managed to catch Mike Raya ahead of this weekend's clash against Rotherham. Mike, looking back at last weekend's game against Birmingham Solihull, I managed to speak to a couple of players in the week who played in that game, and they weren't terribly happy with the way it had gone. Do you share their feelings?
Yeah, there's a little bit of disappointment probably in the performance, but obviously the delight of getting a bonus point at the end offset that a bit. Yeah, look, we didn't start particularly well, and for 20 minutes we didn't handle them, apart from a real good try by Duncan. You know, we allowed them to take the game to us, and we were second best in the contact area, and we just lacked that physical edge that we spoke about going into it, because we knew they'd come out fired up after the win at Bristol and obviously playing at home. You know, I thought their 6 and 7 were outstanding at the breakdown, and you know, it was a slight slant on the interpretation that we were used to, but nevertheless you've got to play the referee, and we didn't deal with it particularly well. But for the next 60 minutes we pretty much controlled the game, apart from one period in the second half where they got out 22. You know, the stats back that up a little bit. We only made 37 tackles on the weekend, so you know, shows how much we dominated possession and how much we had them under pressure that they had to kick the ball. Yeah, I think we probably controlled the game, but didn't control the scoreboard. That's where the frustration lies. Didn't control the scoreboard as good as we have liked it, because we want the game to be out of sight well before the end.
Some positives coming out of it. Duncan Taylor scoring 3 tries, getting back to his form, if you like, the way he left off. Must be positive considering you're losing one winger to international duty.
Yeah, look, there's lots of positives from the game actually. I mean, I know it sounded a bit sort of down with that, but you know, Duncan, 3 tries were great finishes, but notwithstanding that, we've made 10, 11 changes going into that game as well. So you know, that had an impact. We'd had a few days off going into the game as well. So you know, it was a new place for us to go, and a fired up, passionate Bees side as well. So lots of things went into the mix, and you know, for us to get a bonus point at the end, so we were fairly delighted. But you know, obviously Lockie got a first start, and you know, it was a new combination in the front row and second row, and Goody got another game in his belt. I thought Chudley at scrum half was absolutely magnificent. You know, he was unbelievable. His work rate was fantastic. You know, Vassie and Brendan got another run under the belts at centre. So yeah, I think you know, when you throw all that into the mix, it was a disjointed performance, but you know, 5 points not to be sniffed at.
This weekend, Rotherham, always a tough side whenever you play them, wherever you play them, and it must make selection a little bit of a headache. What news can you give us on any injuries or any availability issues you might have?
Oh, we're really up to full speed. I mean, one bit of news this week is Robin Boots fit for selection, but we decided to put him at Shelford to get some game time, so he's going across there to have a run out Division 2 South. So we'll monitor that. You know, Joe Clark's still out for you know, 2-3 weeks longer, and the Sarridge boys haven't been available this week, so it'll pretty much be, you know, focus around the 24 guys that were involved last week, with obviously Dodgy and Dan Seal coming back into the equation. So yeah, you know, as I said, as long as we've got 24, 25 players to pick from every week, I'm fairly happy, because I know the quality what them guys have. So we'll pick a side, hopefully to combat a very, very useful Rotherham team.
Andre Bester always brings a clever, thoughtful side down. What are you expecting from this weekend? Oh,
unbelievable hard battle. You know, their pack is one of the best in the division. You know, and they've got some outstanding strike runners in Rich Weldon and Johnny Hepworth behind, who've got plenty of experience in the Premiership with them. So, yeah, they got threats pretty much everywhere across the park. But it's their willingness to play for each other, and their team spirit, and you know, their collective sort of attitude, and never to say die, and you know, could take us a long time to break them down, but we're on our own patch. It's a nice wide pitch here, as we all know, and we've got to make that count. You know, we keep saying someone's going to cop it sooner or later. Well, let's hope it's sooner.
On a final note, the autumn internationals have started up. I'm sure you're very much engrossed in all that's going on there. On particular note, and a nice little touch to see a home debut start for Will Harries. Must have been nice, and must have made you think about when you first got your cap for Wales.
Yeah, no, I texted Will last week, so wished him good luck, and mainly about him enjoying the occasion, and he looked like he did. He got his hands on the ball a couple of times, but you know, obviously Australia were too good for Wales on the day, and I think it's a similar story at Twickenham with England just losing out to New Zealand. But yeah, great for Will, obviously coming from the area, Cardiff, and playing in front of his own crowd, in front of his family, must have been a great occasion for him. I bet he probably didn't know Ben Alexander. I'd played for Bedford previously, but I'm sure Ben would have reminded him afterwards, particularly as he went over for a clinching score. So yeah, on 2 counts, it was pleasing to rewatch the game, and pleased that 2 ex-Bedford boys had an impact.